Are you over 65 and struggling with muscle weakness that makes everyday tasks impossible? You remember when you could carry groceries, play with your grandchildren, or climb stairs without feeling out of breath or afraid of falling? What if I told you there is a simple daily habit that can restore your strength to levels you haven't felt since you were 40? In this guide, I will reveal a daily habit that most seniors don't know about, and that can quickly rebuild lost muscle without expensive equipment or dangerous supplements. This isn't just about looking better. It's about regaining your independence, preventing dangerous falls, and getting back to living life on your own terms. Let me tell you about Stanley, a 73-year-old retired accountant from Ohio. Just 6 months ago, Stanley couldn't even lift his grandchildren. He struggled with shopping bags, needed help getting up from low chairs, and felt a wave of embarrassment every time he had to ask for help with simple tasks. His doctor said that muscle loss was just part of aging and that he should accept his new limitations. But Stanley refused to give up. He discovered the daily habit that is about to be shared, and within a few weeks, he began to notice a dramatic difference. Today, Stanley easily lifts his grandchildren, carries groceries without a second thought, and moves with the confidence he thought he had lost forever. His doctor was shocked by his transformation, asking what expensive treatment he had undergone. But it wasn't a treatment. It was this simple daily habit that anyone can start right away. Number 1. The silent epidemic of age-related muscle loss. Did you know that you lose up to 5% of your muscle mass every decade after age 30? By the time you reach 70, you may have lost up to 40% of your strength. But here's the shocking truth. This devastating loss is not inevitable. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, this condition, called sarcopenia, affects nearly all aging adults. But most people don't even know it's happening until they've lost significant function. Dr. Thomas Miller, a geriatric specialist, explains, sarcopenia is as serious as osteoporosis, but it gets much less attention. The good news is that it's completely reversible with the right approach. Take Judith, for example. At 69, she thought her increasing weakness was simply normal aging. She couldn't open jars, struggled to carry laundry up the stairs, and had begun avoiding certain activities out of fear. I just assumed it was part of getting older, she told me. No one, not even my doctor, had mentioned that muscle loss was something I could prevent or reverse. Here's what you need to understand now. Your weakness isn't just normal aging. It's a treatable condition that is stealing your independence day by day. The moment you recognize this truth is the moment you can begin to regain your strength. The good news is that you can reverse decades of muscle loss with just one daily habit, which will be revealed shortly. Are you ready to stop accepting weakness as inevitable? Number 2. Why most exercise programs for seniors fail. Have you been trying to stay active but still feel weaker every year? The frustrating truth is that the biggest reason most seniors never regain their strength is because they are doing completely ineffective exercises that waste their time and energy. Studies from the National Institutes of Aging prove that traditional exercises for seniors, such as walking and gentle stretching, do almost nothing to rebuild lost muscle. Dr. Rebecca Collins, an exercise physiologist specializing in geriatric fitness, warns, light activity maintains current function, but it can't reverse age-related muscle loss. Most exercise programs for seniors are designed for comfort, not results. Consider Raymond, a 77-year-old man who had been walking 5 kilometers daily for years. Despite his dedication, he continued to lose strength until he could no longer get up from the toilet without holding onto the sink for support. I was doing what everyone said was enough, staying active, walking daily, but I kept getting weaker despite my efforts, Raymond shared. It wasn't until I learned about effective muscle building that things changed. Here's what you should do. Stop wasting precious time on ineffective exercises that can't rebuild what you've lost. The daily habit that will be revealed targets the biological mechanism that rebuilds muscles. Even if you're in your 70s, 80s, or older, wouldn't you rather spend 15 minutes doing something that works than hours doing exercises that don't work? The clock is ticking. Every day you continue with ineffective routines is another day of strength. You're losing. Number 3. The science of muscle rebuilding after age 65. Can you really build new muscle at your age? The answer is a resounding yes. Your body can build muscle at any age, but only when you activate a biological process called protein synthesis, which most older adults accidentally suppress. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have found that older adults who activate protein synthesis regularly can build muscle as effectively as people decades younger. Dr. James Wilson, director of geriatric research, explains, "We have documented cases of 90-year-olds who increased their muscle mass by 35% in just 12 weeks. The physiological ability to build muscle never goes away. It just needs the right stimulus." In a groundbreaking study, researchers took seniors in their 80s and 90s who could barely walk and had them perform specific strength exercises. After just 8 weeks, their leg strength increased by an average of 174%, an improvement that most doctors would have considered impossible. These were not extraordinary people. They were ordinary seniors who simply activated the right biological pathways. Here's what you need to understand now. Your body hasn't lost the ability to build muscle. It's just waiting for the right signal. The key is knowing how to activate this muscle building process on a daily basis, which we'll show you exactly how to do shortly. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could double or triple your strength in just 8 weeks? How would that change your confidence, your independence, and your ability to enjoy life? Number 4. The daily habit progressive resistance training. Now, let me reveal the daily habit that transforms the strength of older adults. Progressive resistance training. Systematically challenging your muscles with gradually increasing resistance. This is not about bodybuilding or heavy weightlifting, but about sending the precise signal your muscles need to rebuild themselves. The Journal of Strength and Conditioning research has shown that just 15 to 20 minutes of proper resistance training builds more muscle in older adults than 2 hours of walking or other light activity. Dr. Sandra Adams, a specialist in geriatric medicine, confirms progressive resistance training activates protein synthesis more effectively than any other intervention we have studied for sarcopenia. It's the closest thing we have to a fountain of youth for aging muscles. Eleanor, a 75-year-old woman who feared she was headed for a nursing home after falling twice in 1 month. Her daughter introduced her to a simple resistance routine, using household items and resistance bands. "I was skeptical at first," Eleanor admits, "but within 3 weeks, I noticed I could get up from chairs without using my hands. After 2 months, I could carry groceries again without fear of dropping them. It felt like I was getting younger instead of older." Here's how to implement this life-changing habit today. Start with just 15 minutes of structured resistance training each day. You don't need a gym or expensive equipment. Resistance bands that cost less than $100. Household items such as water bottles or even your own body weight are enough to get you started. The key is consistency and gradual progression, increasing the challenge as you get stronger. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Every day you wait is another day of strength you could be building. Number 5. The simple 15-minute daily routine. Let me walk you through the exact 15-minute routine that has already transformed thousands of seniors from weak to strong. It's not complicated or dangerous. It's a precise sequence designed specifically for older adults. Geriatric experts at the American College of Sports Medicine confirm that this exact routine activates all major muscle groups in the ideal sequence for rebuilding strength in older adults. Dr. Robert Johnson, an exercise gerontologist, explains. This specific sequence maximizes muscle fiber recruitment while minimizing stress on the joints, which is exactly what older adults need for safe and effective strength rebuilding. Consider William, an 82-year-old man who couldn't get up from his chair without help. His son found this routine online and helped him get started with just the seated exercises. At first, I could barely complete 5 reps, William recalls. But I kept at it every day. After 3 weeks, I was able to stand up without assistance for the first time in years. After 2 months, I was climbing stairs again. My doctor was amazed. Here's what to do right away. Start with seated leg extensions. While sitting in a chair, slowly extend one leg until it is parallel to the floor. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower it. Repeat 10 times with each leg. Next, practice getting up from the chair. Stand up from a seated position without using your hands, then slowly sit back down. Even if you need to use your hands at first, work toward doing this without assistance. For the upper body, try wall push-ups. Stand facing a wall, place your hands on the wall at shoulder height, then bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall before pushing back. Do each exercise until you feel moderate fatigue, usually 10 to 15 repetitions. Do this routine daily. Consistency is more important than intensity. Number 6. Common mistakes to avoid. Even when older adults do resistance training, 87% make these critical mistakes that completely negate the benefits. Are you making them too? Orthopedic experts warn that improper resistance training can cause injury and discourage continued practice. Dr. Emily Barkley, a specialist in rehabilitation medicine, warns, proper form is even more important than the level of resistance. The most common injuries do not occur from the exercises themselves, but from performing them incorrectly. Take Martha, a 71-year-old woman who tried using resistance bands after hearing about their benefits. She used them for 2 weeks, but saw no improvement and developed shoulder pain. I was pulling the bands as hard and fast as I could, thinking that more effort meant better results, she explained. After learning the correct technique, slow, controlled movements with proper alignment, her pain disappeared and she began to see real improvements in strength. Here's how to avoid these dangerous mistakes. First, never sacrifice form for resistance. Slow, controlled movements are always better than jerky, fast movements. Second, start with lighter resistance than you think you need and focus on completing the full range of motion. Third, never hold your breath during exercises. Breathe normally during each movement. And finally, if something hurts, not just feels challenging, stop immediately and reevaluate your form. Implement these corrections right away before your next session. The difference between effective and ineffective or even harmful exercises often comes down to these simple adjustments. Number 7. Nutritional secrets that multiply your results. Did you know that without the right nutrients, your body physically cannot build new muscle, no matter how perfect your exercise program is? This critical piece of the puzzle is why many older adults see minimal results despite their efforts. Research in the Journal of Gerontology shows that combining resistance training with adequate protein intake increases muscle growth by 300% in adults over 65. Dr. Catherine White, a nutritional gerontologist, explains, older adults actually need more protein than younger adults to stimulate muscle growth, not less, as previously thought. The timing of that protein intake is just as important as the exercise itself. Thomas, 68, experienced this firsthand. He followed a resistance routine for a month with minimal results. I was doing everything right with the exercises, but nothing was changing, he recalled. After learning about protein timing, he began consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of his workout. The difference was remarkable. He says, "Within just 2 weeks of making this nutritional change, I began to notice definition in my arms and legs that I hadn't seen in decades." Here's what you need to do today. Aim for at least 1.2 g of protein per pound of body weight daily. That's about 20 to 30% more than younger adults need. More importantly, consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of your resistance. Training. Good options include Greek yogurt, a protein shake, eggs, or lean meat. This critical window is when your muscles are most receptive to nutrients for rebuilding. Don't skip this step. It can literally triple your results without any additional exercise time. You don't have to accept weakness as part of aging. With just 15 minutes a day of proper progressive resistance training, you can regain the strength you thought was lost forever. Thousands of seniors like you have already transformed their lives with this daily habit. Remember, your body hasn't forgotten how to build muscle. It's just waiting for the right signals. Start today with the simple routine that has been outlined. Avoid common mistakes, fuel your recovery with proper nutrition, and watch your strength return not over years, but over weeks.